What a day. Oh my goodness. Just these conversations are so important to be had, but it does take a toll emotionally, just to have these deep conversations. So it's been quite a day, but very fulfilling and very amazing. And we have sat down with some amazing women so far. And we are sitting with Mishka here, who is also going to bring us her amazing story and her amazing journey. And, we're just excited. It's just, Women's History Month, so we are full of women empowerment here. And that's what we wanted to bring to you guys. Shout out to everyone who has joined in on Instagram. We appreciate y'all. If y'all have any questions, I'm watching, so pop them in. Let's get started.
Wait, you have been on live this whole time?
No, I kept pausing them after each was done.
Well, thank you, ladies, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. So, my name is Mishka. To everyone that is watching right now, I'm the owner of Lori's Closet, which is actually an online boutique. I cater to women of all different sizes, from extra small to 2XL. And it's just a curation of different brands that is actually from global brands and also from local brands as well. So.
I love it. Are you wearing one of your styles?
Actually, I am.
Yes. Outfit, everything.
I love it.
Thank you.
Everything. So
that's also one of the aim, that when people see you in the Lori's Closet piece, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, where did you get that from?"
Yeah.
Right.
So definitely want to make
So
sure.
statement pieces.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Yes. All right. So talk to us a little bit about your journey and what made you become passionate about fashion and styling and things like that.
Well, to be honest, I'm Jamaican. I came here when I was 7. So fashion is, if you watch those old school Jamaican DVDs or whatever, fashion is like, it's in our blood.
Right.
Okay.
So I've always been interested in just the material, exactly how the designs are made. And then I used to just dress like people in my family, my friends. I used to actually shop for my mom all the time. I would have friends that would call me up and say, "Hey, Mish, I'm trying to wear something. I need for you to come to the store with me just to help me out or whatever." So it was always like, yes, I'm on my way, right away. So it's something I love to do. I just love to dress people overall. So, and the funniest part about it is I am not the biggest dresser.
Really?
I am
It's usually like that.
I'm really not. I just have these visions in my head, and I'm like, okay, that would look really nice and dope on her. That style is gonna, bring out her curves. So it's just like always about making other people look good, when I'm just like, okay, you know what? I don't want to be seen.
Right.
Wow. I could resonate with that because I'm a stylist too. I have an online boutique as well. And for me to dress accessories, I like to see it on other people. I love to see other women put their outfits on them. And it's like, wow, it makes me feel better than me actually putting the outfit. Like, I'm really not a big dresser myself either. So
But
it goes.
Sorry to cut you. One thing about it for me is the empowerment of clothes.
Yes.
Right.
Whether you don't, believe it or not, an outfit can make your entire day.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it can ruin your entire day.
Right. Definitely.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Yes.
Yes, so it's something that I really am very passionate about. Right now, especially in this particular time and climate, I've been paying attention to women. And, as a woman, I'm like, what's going on? I'm coming from a time where, people say, you know what, how you dress is how you're going to be perceived.
Right.
And you have women like, no, you're not defined by how you dress. But honestly, that is not true.
Nope.
No.
It's really not
Not at
true.
all.
How you decide to go into a room is how people are going to perceive you. Did you want to get this job? Do you want to sign this contract? It's extremely important to make sure that you're dressing up for the part.
Right.
And I want to be able to have these, young women and even women my age and even older just show up for themselves. Don't want to be a trend. You should always want to be classy, always be seen, always be like, okay, you know what? I remember her because she had this on.
Right.
So that's my thing, with Lori's Closet. It's basically just to empower women, just let them know, like, you know what? You got this.
Yeah.
Show up for yourself. Always show up for yourself. Because that's going to get you through doors, believe it or not.
Right.
I love that. And this message especially goes out to our younger generation.
Yes.
Because I
judgment.
cringe. It's coming from a loving place. I cringe when I, see our, young adults in, sneakers all the time out at an event that's, high class or, classy or stuff like that. It's like, yes, we love sneakers, but change it up a bit, like dress for the part. And again, like you said, not to be like everyone else. for yourself, in your taste, what you like. And I agree, when you dress up for the part, you feel comfortable, you feel confident. So you're entering these spaces with more confidence in yourself. So you that already is there as you walk in the door. So people are already going to be attracted to you, and they're going to look at you and want to have a conversation with you, have a conversational piece on like you do, you know, make a statement, things like that. That's very important, because I feel like our younger generation has gotten a little lazy with expressing themselves fashionably.
I don't. I have a 16-year-old daughter, right? And I see what's something that, and she know I'm not going to approve of it. So I ended up seeing it on her phone. And I'm like, Kayla, what's this? She's like, Ma, I didn't even wear it outside. I'm like, really? So how come I didn't see this before? And, you know, I said something to her, well, you know, it kind of offended her, but it wasn't no offense. But I was like, you know, this is my daughter. She's representing me, but I also need to make sure that, number one, she's representing herself. Right. You know, and I don't want anybody, I mean, people are going to pass judgment on you regardless, but I don't want anybody to say, you know what, well, who raised you? You know, because you are being raised correctly. You know, you go into college, you know, you have to be able to dress up in a nice outfit to go on an interview. I used to work at this hotel. I was a coordinator there. And I would see people come in for interviews, and the outfits that they would have on, I was like, you cannot be serious. How do you expect these people to hire you? You're representing their brand, you know? Like, you got to be able to know, like, you know, I'm here to work. I'm here to represent you. I'm not going to give you no choice but to say, you know what, I want her.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, so those are things where it's like, you know what, I'm a girl's girl. So
Yes.
I personally, when I go out, I like to look sexy too.
Right.
But
Yeah.
there literally is a time and place for everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
agree.
that's what Lori's Closet is going to give women, you know, transitional pieces. Like if I go to work in a suit and I want to go to a little dinner later on, I could just, you know, take off the blazer, throw on a cute little top or whatever, and just go
I
out and
love
just
it.
enjoy myself, you know.
Right.
So, and also too, what I wanted to bring, I am really big on research, and I like fashions from all over the world. So one of the big aims for me and the goals for Lori's Closet to just have a curation of brands from all over the world. So right now I have African pieces, dope styles.
Oh my God, I
Right.
love it.
You know,
I
the
love it.
materials, the color. I have from Turkey, you know, India, you know, also China. I'm really big on Asian fashion, by the way. I think their
Okay.
clothes is crazy dope. But, you know, that's what I want. And I want to see black women, you know, black and
Yes.
Hispanic women is something different where it's just not the norm. I love to be different. I'm literally the weirdo in the group. You know, and people should actually embrace being different. You don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to
Right.
look like everyone else. Just, I want to be remembered, and you
Right.
should want to be remembered too. So those is what I'm trying to bring to you know, our young women that's coming up right now, and just empowering them. Like, you know what, you're always going to be a timeless piece.
Yes. I love that. And I love clothes. I feel like clothes identify you. It gives you like your identity. So I love that. I definitely feel like everyone should be putting you know, some thought into what they're putting on, especially when they're going to you know, these different places. But I want to ask you, so what are some of the challenges you faced when you were starting your brand?
I would say finding my niche. Finding my niche. When I started in 2019, I was actually with my partner, you know, my partner that passed away. And I just brought up this idea, and he was like, "Yeah, Mishka, that would be dope." He's like, "Just step on their necks."
I love it.
And he was like, "You know what? You're really good." He's like, "Mishka, you got this, but I need for you to be confident."
Yeah.
You know, he was like my, you know,
Your
encore,
vibe,
yeah. So it was just like, he's like, you got to be able to just, you know, be more confident. Him just listening to him, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. But I was like, the same thing, a point I just brought across as far as, you know, what I see with women and how they're transitioning from the 90s until now. And it's like, okay, what's really going on? I was like, what do I really want? So I just started out by just going to, you know, regular vendors and stuff like that. Then when I saw it displayed on my page, I was like, this is not me. This is not really what I want to be represented. You know, this is not how I want my daughter to look. This is not how I want my neighbors' daughters to look. This is the generation that's coming up. You know, we have so much women right now who are doing entrepreneurship. I want to make sure that the outfit that they're putting on, they're going into that room and, you know, this person is going to say, you know what, I want to do business with you because you come in and you look in the part, and better yet, you already visualize yourself there and you're dressing for it.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, I need to change my niche. So basically, I was like, no, what do I really want? How do I see myself? Everybody's not going to dress like me. However, for the everyday woman that's out there, that's about their business, that's about their money, oh, I could cater to that.
Right. Exactly.
No, so, and it's not just about even that too. You know, we're grown, we go to parties, we want to look nice, we want to definitely show our woman and our feminine, our sexiness, absolutely. But I don't want somebody looking at my chest instead of looking at my face.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, you're gonna see sex. You might see a little bit of cleavage or whatever, but you're still gonna say, you know what, I have to respect this woman.
Right.
Because she
Right.
comes respectable.
Exactly.
So that was one of the main challenges, and also finding the right, you know, vendors. You know, that one
Yeah,
I
that's
had to do a lot of research for until finally I came up across Magic. That they have it in the Javits Center on 34th Street, and that's when I was like, okay, you know what, I found my home. So there I was able to, you know, speak to the actual manufacturers, you know, the vendors itself, and being able to tell them exactly what I'm looking for, and being vetted. You know,
Yeah.
because some people actually don't want you to sell their clothes.
Right.
Right.
So that was something that was very new for me. I was like, oh, interesting. You
That is
know, so-
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
So
You would think,
we
right?
get it in all different forms, no matter which direction we go to. People of, you know, color, we definitely is like, okay, you know what, well, who do you really want to work with?
Right.
Right.
You know, and also one thing that I want to also contribute is to actual, you know, women of color brands, where basically they're not, you know, they're not Prada or Gucci, but they have their luxury lines, and I also
Yes.
want to be able to bring that into Lori's Closet, so they can also purchase that, and also just to build that brand as well too. So that's
Right.
part of my goal for Lori's Closet also.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So you were talking a little bit about like, you know, dressing for work, but then also, you know, bringing a little sexy in the evening. So let's dive into that a little bit, because I feel like sometimes because of our respective careers and things like that, we're kind of placed in a box where we can't be self-expressive, because let's say we're stuck in an office 9 to 5 and it's very, you know, straight and clean and professional. So we can't have our little flirty, sexy side, you know,
Right.
outside of work. And especially now with Instagram and social media, it's like, be careful what you're showing, be careful what you're posting. Does it relate to your brand? There's so much that we have to think
Right,
about, you know?
absolutely.
So elaborate a little bit about that. And then I also want you to then follow with, how does a woman find her style?
As far as I would say, the first question when it comes on to having transitional pieces. You know, like I said, for example, I could have had, say, for example, this pants. I'm wearing a suit. I know this shirt is fire, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take off the place. I'm gonna throw this on. I'm gonna throw on some heels. I'm gonna,
Right.
change my earrings and just basically dress it up. I probably even unbutton the top or something just to bring that sexiness to it. So there's many different ways of transitioning. It's just all about how you feel in that moment, and exactly what you're trying to convey to whoever you're gonna be
Right.
around in your environment.
Right. So how do you feel about like the whole social media component of, you know, the way we're portraying ourselves? Because we do get a lot of that as women.
And this is where, it becomes difficult, because I do believe in freedom of expression.
Right.
But I also believe in, how do you want to be respected? I think respect is such an important thing as women, because we complain so much sometimes, and this goes for both men and women, but specifically women right now. You know, this person doesn't respect me, but how are you actually bringing it? How are you presenting yourself? Presentation is absolutely key, and you have to be able to say, you know what, this is what I want, and I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get it. It's very disappointing for me, and I'm not judging anyone. Everybody have their reason. Everybody have their way how to express, but I see certain things. I see women that's like, okay, every time you see them, they're naked. And mind you, this is my culture. So I'm full-blown Jamaican. So, just imagine I'm used to it. I grew up in this culture. But it's just like, when are you going to say, you know what, I want to put on some clothes?
Right.
And I feel like a lot of times we say, we being judged, but it's actually, you have to take accountability, because you're the one that's presenting yourself this way. So what you put out is what you're going to get back. So you cannot blame anyone. fix it up. You don't have to change completely, but understand that, you know what, when you go into this room, you need to present yourself this way. When you go into that room, you have to present yourself that way. And just demand respect.
Right.
You know, so.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think also people need to stop creating perceptions of other people and just let everyone live their life as well, because of course that's a little extreme if you're naked all the time. That's not what I'm saying. But if you like to wear a swimsuit from time to time, if you whatever it is, and I say that because I am that person, right? I've been through things in life, and I've been through my moments where I found my freedom and I found myself, and I decided to express myself however I wanted, because this is who I am, and I'm free, and freedom of expression and speech, right? But I do walk in professional rooms all the time. I work with a lot of professional people. I have a 18 plus year career in finance and accounting, but I don't think that because I want to wear a swimsuit and I want to show it, that it should cause judgment or anything like that, because I am respected.
Right.
I have worked for what I have and what I want. I know how to carry myself, so I feel like we need to eliminate that stigma and judgment, and allow us to express ourselves, as long as we're being respectful of ourselves, like you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you're definitely right. It's not about being judged. It's just we live in a world right now that, unfortunately, these
We're
things
under the
matter.
microscope.
Right.
And you want to be mindful of that. That could either make you or break you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
my thing for women, is like, you know what? If you're at a party, that's the place to be that way.
Right.
If you're going on an interview, you got to cover it up. You got to be professional. If you're going to hang out with your friends, that's a whole nother story. But
Right.
be able to just adapt and switch roles. A lot of
Exactly.
us do not know how to just come out of that one specific thing.
Yeah.
For example, another situation, and I used to do makeup. I used to work for La Prairie and Chanel and so forth. And I would know women that every single day they would wear makeup. I do not know what you look like without makeup.
Wow.
How do you go around in the world and never show who you really are?
Right.
So it's just situations like that. They say that too much of something is never good. Sometimes you
Right.
got to be able to break it down into pieces and
Yes.
compartmentalize it, into different areas. So that's my whole thing is, nothing is wrong with being sexy. You could be sexy with a whole bunch of clothes on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And also another thing too, for women, especially these younger women, where it's just like you have these young, immature men that just, because you are dressing a certain type of way, they feel like, you know what, well, I'm going to treat you like this. And shame on them.
Right. Right.
But it affects you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be seen in that type of way. But again, it comes down to a level of self-respect.
Right.
How much respect do you really want to get? Because that's the society that we live in right now.
Right.
Right.
So that's the world that I want. I want to be able to, that my daughter is growing up in a world where she's respected. And not only that, demanding that respect.
Yes, absolutely.
And,
Absolutely. I agree.
With wearing clothes and being dressy and having style, my thing with that is be a woman of brains, a woman of beauty, and a woman that knows how to go out there and express herself fashionably daring.
Yes.
Right.
My thing.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Yes. All right. So what are some major things that you focus on when it comes to like styling and things like that? Like the fitting, the color, like what are some of those things that you focus on when picking your designs or creating your designs?
I would say the size, because who I'm catering to for the most part makes a big difference. I would definitely say the occasion as
Okay.
well. So for me right now, what I'm bringing to the table, because this is my relaunch pretty much that I'm here for, and I'm gonna do a lot of suits. I'm gonna be doing, regular transitional pieces like, skirts. I'm gonna be doing, button-down shirts, floral dresses, which, summer is coming up, spring is coming up.
Yes.
You need to
I
have
love a good
dress.
floral.
Right.
Yes.
And then you have your night pieces, or you're going out, you're going on a date. So I'm going to be having a few different selections of pieces for everybody to choose from. So just, what is your style and what you want to go for. But my intentions is also to be just different. The pieces within itself should be different. It's not something that I want everybody to have.
Right.
I want to, for example, this blazer that you had on, I have never seen it. So I'm like, okay, that's fly. Where did you get that from?
Right.
So it's just those type of things, and I want to be able to provide to my clientele, and going forward and just building the brand.
Nice.
I love
Nice.
it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite style for yourself? Like, what is your favorite style?
I definitely would put on the pants and the blazer.
Yes.
That's a boss. That's
Yes.
a boss
Ain't
style.
nothing to me like a suit, and I love blazers. I have so many in my
Yes.
closet. I just love that. I think it's just something about it that just say, you know what, okay, she's rich.
Yeah.
Or, she's not to be messed with. She's definitely, as you said, the boss. I actually like to give off that kind of, demeanor and everything to people. So, because really that's what I'm about. My money, I'm about, growing. I'm about, making progress as well. So.
Right. Apart from selling the items and styling, do you see yourself in the future being a designer of your own clothes?
Oh, absolutely. But that's going to take a lot of brain work.
Yeah, it is.
But definitely, I have certain thoughts in my mind that I want to do certain pieces. I'm really, like I mentioned before, I'm really huge on Asian fashion. So those are something I think that would definitely venture into when I get the time to sit down and really rock my brain and come up with some designs as well. So.
Nice. And what legacy do you plan on passing on to your daughter as far as fashion and how to carry herself fashionably?
Well, I actually have two. I have a son and I have a daughter. But both of them, they have their own style. My daughter, I would say for her, she's more like a young Aaliyah.
Okay.
That's her thing.
That's like my daughter. Yeah.
That's just her thing. But it's just about women empowerment. That's the legacy I'm leaving for her. Just to empower women in every single aspect. The guests that we had on before. Ladies in purple that spoke on domestic violence.
Yeah.
When it comes on to Lori's Closet, that's actually one of my reasons, like my deeper, more inner purpose reasons, because I had went through that. That was my life for a very long time. And I've always said to my friends, like, you know what, I want to come up with some form of charity or whatever to just, be able to help these women. I've been in the shelter. I didn't even have to be there, but you're stubborn, like you said, the backlash and everything. So I basically wanted to be able to just use Lori's Closet. It's not necessarily about me. At the end of the day, I love to do it. This is my passion, but I like God bless my hands that I could bless others.
Yes.
Amen. Yes.
Amen.
And he will do it.
Absolutely.
He will do it.
So overall, my bottom line, that is my bottom line, is to helping women. And that's why it's so important for me to make sure that women are dressing the part to go out there and help other women and just teaching them, you know what, you're worth it.
Right.
Right.
So,
I love that. I love that. All right. So, if you can style a celebrity, who would it be?
Rihanna.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one because
love,
she
love.
would slay.
Yes,
Yes.
The woman just exude sexuality
Yes.
without trying.
Yes.
She could wear, I believe, anything.
Yes.
So
Oh, that's a
definitely
really
her.
good one. Okay. Okay.
Love it.
All right. So tell us what's coming up. I know you're doing your rebrand, your relaunch.
The fashion show.
Yes. So
Yes.
that's going to be Lori's Closet relaunch and fashion show is going to be May 4th. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9:30. It's going to be located in 37th Street. It's the Manhattan Mirage, which is a really dope spot in the city. So basically, it's just going to be new brands that I'm bringing to the brand as, to Lori's Closet, and just for everybody to see something different, for them to get the experience before the rest of my audience get to see it. So I just want everybody to just be surprised to see that what I'm bringing is going to be something fresh and something more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be, what I want this. I could see myself in this. So like I said before, I was just in the stage of, trial and error. Now it's like, okay, I found my niche. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what the people are asking for. So now I'm being able to deliver. So that's what it's all about.
I will be there May 4th.
Yes,
We
that's
will
a
be
fact.
there.
We will be there. Yes. That is so amazing. Before we let you go, so have you gone back to your home country with your design?
Actually, it's been a while since I've been back home.
Okay.
Since 2016 to be exact. And I'm telling you, I don't know if you've ever had in your life where something is really calling you. My home has been calling me for a while. you know. So I'm like, you know, I just sometimes you get to do so much. You're going through so much different stages. You're growing. It's just like your body's saying, you know what, you need to rest for a second.
Right.
And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm like, after May 4th, I'm gonna just go. I'm just gonna book the flight. I'm gonna be out of here. I'm gonna go by the, you know, the river. I'm gonna go to the falls. I'm
love
gonna
it.
eat the food and
Yes.
enjoy the air. I really want to go home so bad, and everybody should come to Jamaica.
Yeah,
I've been there. I love it.
I agree.
love it. I love the food.
I agree. All
Absolutely.
right. So leave us with, and I'm putting you on the spot. Leave us with one bold statement when it comes to women and fashion.
Oh wow. Definitely from the spot with that one. I would say be fearless.
Ooh, ew.
Be fearless.
I love that. You guys heard it. Be fearless. Right on brands, because that is what we're doing here. We are in our fearless era, and we are walking into spaces, walking into rooms, walking into everything that we are doing confident, relentless, passionate, positive, empowered, and we are also helping others and our
Right.
sisterhood in the
Yes.
process. Okay?
Love it.
So thank you so much for sitting with us here today. We really appreciate
Yes, I
it.
love
Thank you
it.
for having me.
Yes, and shout out to Amani Kroom also.
Yes,
Can't wait to
Amani.
have her.
Yes, we cannot wait to have you on,
Yes.
and thank you for sharing your sisters with us today.
Yes.
It was a
Thank you,
pleasure,
Amani.
yes, meeting all of them, and we look forward to attending on May 4th.
Yes.
And seeing all of the beautiful
Absolutely.
fashion that you have. Yes.
you.
Yes. All right, y'all. So this was another episode of Sip Fearlessly. Thank y'all so much, and we'll be back soon.
Follow the soul, not the trend. Okay.
Yes.